Brown, Ratchet Poppy, Mr. Receipts, whatever you want to call me. I am back again for another episode of Uptown After Dark. This one is kind of just impromptu on the fly because it's been a lot of talk lately in the social media realm about this fella. We know him as Mr. Nick or Dick Cannon. Um, he seems to Cannon be able to he can't pull out his cannon. Um, he had an interview recently on Lip Service with Angela Yee, and I watched the interview. It was a very good interview, so I decided to sit here for a little bit, break it down, and give my own synopsis of Nick Cannon and his tribe of little humans that he's creating. So that's what I'm going to do here for you guys tonight. Nick Cannon, you know, thank God he has a lot of money because, I mean, you can't be out here making babies on the scale in which he is making babies without having a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? I feel like in this entertainment industry, there are like three dudes that we see everywhere that's getting a lot of money. You got, not in any particular order because I don't know what these brothers make. You got Steve Harvey, you got Shaquille O'Neal, and you got Dick Cannon. These brothers get a lot of money. They do a lot of endorsements. They got multiple streams of revenue, multiple shows. Like they out here killing it. And Nick is also out here killing a lot of vagina. Um, like if you had to equate Nick's the way he handles making babies to like a game of spades. You ever played a game of spades and you know what I'm saying? You had a hand that was a Boston. Like every hand that he got hitting, he don't got no, well I just got three in the possibles, four in the possible. Every hand he got is a winner. You know what I'm saying? Nick is out here getting it. Nick has taught us that money can't buy you love, but I don't know if he's buying much condoms. Nick has taught us that money can't buy you love, but I don't think he knows the price of a vasectomy. Uh, Nick has taught us a lot of things. He's out here. He got his own personal cum line, not drum line, but cum line. Um, and it's really interesting. I mean, I watched this interview, and Nick talks about, frankly, that he doesn't like to use condoms, which I get. I don't know anyone on the planet that's ever said, "Oh, that condom sex was amazing." Right? We all know how good it feels without one. And he also stated that if he is dealing with somebody, he's not going to deal with somebody that he feels like he needs to protect himself with at the stage that he's in his life. But yet, that's a whole lot of women because I mean, apparently from watching the interview, the brother has at least three on the way towards the last quarter of the year. Three more babies. I don't even know what number he's up to at this moment. I, it might be 10, 11. I don't know. Him and Kiki Wyatt, they definitely running neck and neck, but because Kiki is the breedee and not the breeder, she can't be out there the way Nick is. So Nick is, what I'm saying, gonna have everyone beat. Get it? He's gonna have everyone beat. You know what I'm saying? Not everyone, but all the ladies at least. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think from the way he was describing his sexual escapades that he's definitely going to have some more children on the way. I think that he talks about how he likes to start out with shower, and that's part of the foreplay because he wants to make sure that he's clean and that the woman that he's with is clean, and all that good stuff. Like he definitely romanticized his engagements with women. So I think just based on that, you know what I'm saying, there might be, the same way that, there was lines of people in the streets waiting to get COVID test rapid and PCR. There might be, some lines of women waiting to get some of Nick's his his super sperm. You know what I'm saying? It might get some of that juice, that secret sauce. Get some of that cannon sauce. I don't know. But Nick also talked about like I said, he doesn't engage with a woman that he feels like he needs to protect himself with, and I guess there's an arrangement where they know that he's doing him, and they understand, and the expectation is that they are going to be okay with it, and it's cool. I mean, for the people that are watching this, especially the women, the question that I would propose to you all though is, would you rather have a child with a man who is limited on time but unlimited in financial resources, or just a regular everyday dude who could possibly, you're gonna have, just like regular life struggles, you know what I'm saying, stuff that normal people go through, or the third option, a dude who he might have unlimited time, but he ain't really got no bread. Like, because I'm sure there's some women out there that's just like, there's plenty of dudes making babies and they ain't around and they don't got no money. So at least with Nick, that the financial part of the situation is going to be taken care of. Your kids are going to be, they're going to have great schooling. If they need their healthcare taken care of, any extracurricular activities that may be needed to make sure that the child has a comfortable life. Those things are going to be taken care of, and for some women, that may actually be okay. I mean, one thing I will say, you know, like it or not like it, I think that Nick lives in a space where there is a whole lot of honesty and transparency in how he lives his life. Like the women that he deals with know they're multiple women. Um, he doesn't hide it. If he is engaging with somebody that is, I guess, outside of his, I don't want to say flock, but outside of his normal group of participants, he actually does use protection, which is great because you know what I'm saying. But there's definitely a lot of babies being made, um, and you know it's definitely crazy. Nick talked about he really doesn't care for the sex toys. He talked about love languages. He said that his love language is words of affirmation. His love language, his primary love languages are words of affirmation and acts of service. Because he realizes being the living the lifestyle that he lives, he travels a lot, he works a lot. He doesn't really, he can't really be with someone who prioritizes quality time as their primary love language. Um, but I think it's great that he is self aware enough to know the extent of what he can and cannot do. Like I said, whether people like it or not. I mean, there are plenty of people who have relationships that, you know, they live alternative lifestyles. Like I don't know, for the people who may watch couples therapy on VH1, Michael Blackson is on there. Um, he has a relationship arrangement with his lady where she allows him to have I think he gets to have one side chick per month. And that's their arrangement. And I mean, there's definitely people on the outside looking in that are probably judging it and like, oh, that's not for me. But if it's not for you, then it's not for you. But I think, if you are a person who has ever been in a relationship in which you were lied to or manipulated by your partner, there are some people who, in hindsight, might feel like they would appreciate the honesty and the transparency that a person like Michael Blackson or even a person like Nick Cannon is presenting you with, because now you have the time and space to make an informed decision for yourself and decide what you want to choose to deal with, as opposed to someone who is misleading you and you're thinking that you are in a a committed relationship, but then come to find out that this person has multiple people and living multiple lives and you know nothing about it. So, I mean, I would love to know in the comments, um, would you be able to be in an alternative relationship where the expectation is that you are going to be faithful and loyal, but the person that you are dealing with has another partner? I mean, because that could work both ways. I definitely saw footage on social media where Corinne Steffens was talking about how she would leave her husband at home. She might get a phone call from Wayne or get a phone call from Bow Wow and be like, all right, bye, honey. I'm going to be gone for a couple of days or maybe even a couple of weeks. And when she returned home, he had a bath waiting for her. He had a glass of wine waiting for her. He had, he made it very comfortable for her upon her return. And that is the dynamic of the relationship. And maybe he just might be the definition of, I'm not going to bite the hand that feeds me, because at the end of the day, she did state that she was the one that was the breadwinner in the situation. She paid all the bills. She took care of everything. So if his place is just to be a homemaker and take care of the kids, if that's what works for him, who are we to judge? But like I said, for those of you guys that are in the comments, if you're watching this, uh, please share it, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Um, and please, like, let me know in the comments, would you be able to be in a relationship in which it was open to your partner, but the expectation for you was to just kind of just sit back and take it and deal? Because that can definitely be a lot. There's a lot of stress and anxiety that comes along with that. You sitting there, you're worried about uh, STDs, you're worried about children, you could be worried about public humiliation. There's a lot that goes along with that. And you really, at the end of the day, have to be a very strong minded and strong willed person to deal with someone, especially if this someone happens to be a celebrity. And you have to be able to just sit there, and the expectation is that you know what you got into, you know what you signed up for, so just don't complain, right? It might seem fun and alluring in the beginning, but then as time goes on and it weighs on you, especially if you got to deal with scandal and public humiliation, or there is there are children that arise from your mate's extracurricular activities, that definitely could weigh on you, and to a point where you're just like, you know what, I can't do it. I know I did it for X amount of months, days, years, or whatever, but I no longer have it in me. I don't have the emotional bandwidth to be able to sustain myself and be happy and good in this relationship. Oh, by the way, good evening. It's Wednesday. Happy hump day to all you folks. Hope you guys are having a good week. Up before this talk that we're having right now, we had my interview with Alex Liu. It's titled "A Sexplanation." He has a documentary about sex and sexuality. It's available on my my interview with him is available on this YouTube channel. You can watch his documentary. You can watch it on Fuse, and it's available on multiple streaming platforms. So please check that out. He also has social media for it. All you got to do is type in a sexplanation and look it up. Like I said, I had an amazing conversation with Alex. I definitely appreciate him for giving me the opportunity to have that chat with him, and him giving me the opportunity to present that conversation to you guys. Um, but like I said, back to this whole alternative lifestyle thing. It's not for everybody. It's definitely for the strong. Um, Weaker people can't do it. Um, Nick is living his best life, even though when you watch his interview with Angela Yee, he definitely expresses that he has trust issues and insecurities. And one could say that his desire to have so many women, have so many babies, is centered around the fact that he has insecurities. But I'm not a therapist. I don't claim to be one. I'm a sexpert. Um, like I said, I'm not a therapist, so I don't want to sit here and pretend like I want to give some sort of psycho analysis on Nick and his behavior. But like I said, one, if you watch the interview, which you should watch, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Lip Service. Uh, it was a dope interview, and you definitely got a lot of insight into Nick, because one would believe that Nick is just out here recklessly smashing things and just having a good old time doing it. But he actually said that he walks around with condoms, right? I was shocked. I was like, whoa, he walks around with condoms. Because, I mean, at the rate in which he's having children, you would think that he doesn't even know what one looks like. But he walks around with condoms. And like I said, the women that he does deal with, there is a lot of trust and transparency in that relationship. So he feels comfortable going unprotected. And at the end of the day, responsible sex is what everybody should be out here having, right? So if Nick is, we all know Nick suffers from lupus. He sees the doctor regularly. He has a very healthy lifestyle. Um, and because he lives a very healthy lifestyle and he takes care of himself, he makes sure that the women that he engages with also lead healthy lifestyles, and the arrangement is based upon there's exclusivity on their part, but he has the free reign, right? And I think that at the end of the day, if you're gonna have any sort of relationship, whether it be a conventional one or a non-conventional one, it definitely has to be centered around trust, communication, transparency, and doing things in a responsible way. So that's all I'm gonna leave y'all here with, right? You know what I'm saying? For those people who are out there dating and in relationships, make sure that you build the foundation, you get your trust together, make sure there is communication and transparent communication, even if the conversation feels like it's going to be uncomfortable. Have the conversation. Um, Give the person that you're dealing with the courtesy of allowing them to make their own choices and not make it for them. And be responsible and have fun, because life is too short for boring sex. I'm saying, and Nick doesn't seem like he's having boring sex at all. He seems like he's having great sex with several different women and making babies. and making money. I think the only thing that might be more impressive than all the babies that he's making are his track record of beautiful women that he had sex with before he started making all these babies. If you ever look at the list, it's like we all know he was married to Mariah. There was Kim Kardashian. There was Chili from TLC. There was Salida E. Banks. Um, Christina Milian. There's definitely a few that I'm missing, but like Nick's track record is pretty impressive. Nick has great taste in women. I will say that. I'm saying, I haven't seen any slouches there yet. What I'm saying? Nick, he's keeping his options real high. What I'm saying? He's definitely you know, having sex at the top of the food chain, the bottom of the food chain. You know what I'm saying? So that too. I think it's really really different, right? Because one of the things that was touched upon in the interview is that men aren't really taught to have the same sort of respect or pride in how we dish out our genitalia that women do, right? Women are taught that their genitalia is sacred and it's a beautiful flower and it's a precious thing that is meant to be saved for a special someone. Not to say that all women treat their vaginas that way, but that's at least the narrative that from when women are young, that's the narrative that is taught to them, that is pushed on them. I don't think most men have ever been told that. We just out here doing what we do. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, like I said, if you're gonna be out here having fun and living your best life, be safe, communicate, have some transparency, have fun, be open minded. Don't be scared to use the toys either. Nick talked about the toys, right? Fellas, we are Father's Day is this month. So this is my message to the fellas. I have another episode coming later on this month that is really, really good. Going to be focused in on the fellas because Father's Day is this month, and I'm going to really talk to my men out here. Don't be scared of the sex toys. Don't be scared of them. Don't be intimidated by them. Don't feel like they are engineered to replace you. Now, on the episode of Lip Service, one of the women, I don't remember her name, stated that there's things that her rose can do that a man can't make her do. But she also stated that there's things that a man can do that her rose can't make her do. So, if you listen to that, fellas, that means that you can't really be replaced if women are acknowledging that there is a component about your presence, whether it's the way you look into your woman's eyes, whether it's the way you hold her, even if it's down to the way you physically smell. There's something within that you provide a woman that she's not going to get with a rose, she's not going to be able to get with a bullet, a rabbit, a dildo, none of that shit, right? Even though those things are engineered to give her pleasure, right? But if you're smart, you realize if her toy does something that is unique that you can't give her, and you do something unique that her toy can't give her, then what you gotta realize is the hack is you gotta give her the best of both worlds. You gotta use that toy as your partner and your ally, right? So that means that you may want to, during the process of intercourse, especially depending on what position you're in, you might want to get that rose and stimulate her at the same time, so that way you could give her literally the best of both worlds. You're gonna rock her world, you're gonna blow her mind. Don't look at it as something that you should just throw away or be, and I understand sometimes for dudes it can be intimidated, right? Because there are women who may not want her dude every night, but there's some one woman out there using her rose every night, using it to get to get one out before she go to sleep, so she can get a good sleep. Because everybody has great sleep after they get a good one, right? Um, but don't let that, you know what I'm saying. Don't let that phase you. You know what I'm saying. At the end of the day, like I said, use the toy as your ally, your partners, like a tag team wrestling match. You tag them in, you get them in there, you do what you got to do, and then you come out a champion. Because now, between that Rose taking her to a unique place and you taking her to a unique place, and you combine that, now you taking her to a brand new level. If you're doing it right, you taking her to a brand new level that she ain't never been to. Then you really got her. So, fellas, stop being afraid of things that aren't meant to replace you and can't replace you, and understand the power that you have within yourself. Unless, you have problems with your stamina, then, you might have to pull out some tricks. You might have to get to some pink horsepower. I said it before. There's aids that men can use, right? I just recently discovered that men can do Kegels. I was literally today years old when I found out that men can do Kegels, right? The same way women do Kegels to uh, control the tightness and the firmness and the grip of their vaginas. Men can do Kegels, and that's supposed to help you hold and not be able to release so quick, and be able to control your release and last long and have longer stamina, right? So, fellas, look into it. Get some of that male Kegel action going on. Don't be afraid of these toys. Have some amazing sex. Have some honesty, some transparency. And remember, life is too short for boring sex. I am Uptown Ratchet Poppy. See you later. This is Uptown After Dark. Enjoy, and we're gonna see how many babies Nick Cannon is gonna continue to make. One thing I do know is that give it 10, 15 years, right? You know what I'm saying? We're gonna see a nice, beautiful reality TV show called Life with Cannon, or Living with the Cannons, or the Cannon Clan. There's gonna be something to that effect, but it's gonna be a reality show, and Nick and all his 37 kids is gonna be up in a house, and it's gonna be like Run's house, but with Nick Cannon and 37 kids. It's gonna be dope for all of you who love to watch reality TV. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be amazing. You know what I'm saying? Give it time. This is gonna blossom to be some great entertainment for us. You just keep a lookout. Anyway, I'm signing off. Love y'all. Peace.